you doing, Darren?
Great, and yourself there, Aaron.
Yeah, good. Thank you for having me.
You have one of the more impressive backgrounds I've seen lately, where, and I'm talking about the physical background behind you, where a lot of people, you don't know if it's a long-term apartment situation. It doesn't look like they live there. So congratulations on living where you live.
I actually don't.
Okay.
It looks like I'm copying yours, though. Your background's rather nice. There we go. You've got nice artwork. No, my girlfriend is filming in London, so we've been here she's here for about 6 months total. I go back to LA soon. Yeah.
There you go. I guess never assume anything ever. That is the underlying message here. So
Actors are liars. Didn't you know that?
Well, the new movie is Great White. When did you actually film it?
December 2019. Feels like a lifetime ago. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was an interesting time. It was, it was just right before the beginning of the Australian fires. And so we just started to catch that. So it was definitely a strange, but also really beautiful time before that. So yeah, I love it. Love Australia.
Who doesn't love Australia? I mean, it's one of those countries where it is stereotype here. You go, who has a problem with Australia? Nobody. You in Canada are winning the World Olympics of, we don't have a problem with them. They're cool. We love the music. We love the food. We love the culture. But keeping the emphasis on Great White, how did you wind up in the film? Was it a traditional casting, or did you know one of the producers beforehand?
So I did an audition, one round, and I think it was one round, I can't remember, but I sent off my tape, and the director, Martin Wilson, I'd never met the guy. He liked my tape that much that he color graded it, because I just, I shot it however. He color graded it and showed the producers that version, so that they had this more slightly glamorous version of my clearly terrible audition tape. So yeah, it was he was pretty passionate, and when I spoke to him on the phone, I was still my team and I, we were, you take your time making these decisions, but it was really chatting to him and understanding his passion for it, and his real quite obsession with that classic thriller horror type stuff. I mean, he's a big early Spielberg fan, obviously, but also Hitchcock. He loves Hitchcock. So it was really talking to him about all of that, and just his focus on characters. He loves characters, and for me as an actor, love the genre piece, but you're playing an actor, you're playing a character, so you really want that attention to detail from the director there.
Well, that's kudos to you. I can say, well, Aaron's in this movie, he's going to play this role. Like, you've been very versatile in that you're able to do a soap like Neighbors, you're able to do a film like this. Did you start out wanting to be kind of a utility player, or is there a secret comedy background where you said, I want to only do funny roles, and everything happened accidentally?
I don't know if I think it was probably just my taste growing up. I didn't really go to art for escape. I went to art for growth. I went to look at what these humans were going through, whether it's a painting or a photo or a song or whatever it is. The films that I was drawn to were real sort of heavy character pieces. I just, again, watched one of my favorite films, Hard Paul Newman, the other day. Just, it's just I love these things that explore what it is like to be a human, Yeah.
So are you one of those people in turn where if they call you anything but the name of your character on set, you flip out? No, I know you're not like that.
I don't think I could ever flip out. I'm one of the most chill dudes. So much so that I have my technique for sure, and I'm pretty strong with my visions. Mm-hmm. I'm not afraid to voice what I feel, but a lot of the time as an actor, you sort of it doesn't quite get seen, but I'm also really big on just embracing whatever that director or whatever that creative team is bringing to me, and I'll try all sorts of different techniques to sort of find it. So yeah, I don't know. I just love embracing the environment that I'm in.
Was this the last thing that you filmed? I'm assuming the answer is no.
It actually was. It
Really?
was. Yeah, this has been the quietest time for me personally. We've had things pop up that we just didn't feel was right. And we don't feel that we're in a rush to jump on anything. So we're sort of taking our time. And I'm at the same time trying to renovate our house. So that's also playing into my decisions as well. And I think, when you're in a relationship with an actor as well, there's got to be a little bit of give and take of time. We're sort of spending some time together in London, and I wouldn't change it for the world. It's been amazing.
I'm actually surprised to hear that in a way, because lately in the past few weeks, some of these press junkets I've been doing, you say, so when did you make the movie? And they went, well, we started filming during lockdown. And you're starting to find out that maybe everybody was working the whole time, but they were under NDAs or their embargoes or deadline.com.
Yeah, again, actors are lying. No. Yeah, it's been really comforting seeing that things are starting to happen.
Yeah.
I do know the things that were being made were either really big budget that could afford to have the COVID protocols in place. I know my girlfriend's on Citadel, big Amazon show, and the budget of that was there to, it had the COVID protocols. But then there's also a lot of little ones that maybe just lock 12 people in a room and kind of have their isolation from the rest of the world that way. So yeah. I think they were the only two ways you could really make anything, which, I'm excited to see both of those projects, those different types. Yeah.
The hi-fi, the lo-fi, both of them are great these days, which is a very good thing. But I'm curious about you personally, because you mentioned a really good point that when you're in a relationship with another actor, you both could be working at the same time. You both could be not working for a while. One of you could be working on a high demand thing. So therefore you have to cater to the other person. When you don't have to work, what do you like to do with yourself? Are there interesting passions or hobbies rather than just being a relaxed kind of guy?
Well, my hobby that I'm about to bring up is probably more relaxing than anything. Well, for me, for some people not, but my girlfriend, my little dog, and myself, let me grab him, I'll show him off. He's a ridiculous little rescue. So the three of us, this is Elton, named after Elton John, of course. We will get away, and nothing beats just being in a tent, camping. Oh, you're not comfy. Just camping in the wilderness. We've done road trips across New Zealand, across America. We just, yeah. So that's probably one of my favorite things to do. Just see the world and do it slowly, just really soak up each place.
Wow. Are you a writer aside from your craft of being the person who's handling the scripts?
I do have a story that I've been working on. But I'll tell you what, it's made me respect writers so much more. It's tough. I don't have the patience. I just want the project now. I love creating the story. I love that aspect. I could spend 6 months doing a mood board, 6 months writing a script. No, I've got a story that I'm very passionate about. It's sort of, it's I won't go into it, but so I do love writing, but it's definitely not my strongest skill. Yeah.
I'm finding more and more lead actors kind of have that gene where they say, for now I'm an actor, but the truth is I'm really a writer, producer, director. And you're seeing more and more and more films where the lead actor is also the director and the producer and the screenplay writer. So you never know these days who's the most creative person on the set, but the fact that you have something in development, it sounds like there is that creativity that you've been harnessing for a while.
Yeah, I there has been, and I do. That is something that I look up to in people. A Star Is Born is just coming to mind with Bradley Cooper. Just whatever thoughts on the film. I think he crafted a beautiful, complex character, and I really respect that sort of whole vision that people have, because I couldn't imagine how much hard work it would be. So there's a lot of respect and admiration for that. But to be honest, just the creative field in general, I'm just really passionate about the arts. And, I think just with this time that we've been in, I think it's really important that, we don't ignore that there is this beautiful place for storytelling. But in saying that, there is, I think we should respect the scientists, and I think they deserve a little more credit as well with what's going on in the world.
For sure. Well, 2 quick questions. Hopefully these are easier ones, and then you're a free man, or at least you're free until you have to talk to the next journalist who's going to ask you the same 12 questions. Whichever one it is. First one is, do you have a favorite band or musical artist of all time?
There's a song that I love. It changes all the time for me, but right now, Screamin' Jay Hawkins' Portrait of a Man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Portrait of a Man for me.
I know he wrote I Put a Spell on You, which Creedence Clearwater Revival made a hit. And didn't he have like 35 children, something like that?
I don't know anything about him as a person.
Look that one up.
I should, but yeah. But there's something about Portrait of a Man that really inspires me creatively. I think there's this, he creates, it's about him creating this artwork, and then he realizes, God, this portrait is heavily influenced by who I am. And I think as an actor, there's something about that, just what we can bring to our work.
And then the last question, besides Great White, do you have a TV or film recommendation you could pass along to somebody who needs a couple more hours of entertainment in their lives?
I'm watching Schitt's Creek at the moment, and I'm loving. I never used to want to go to film TV to switch off. Usually I go to sort of grow and learn new things. But Schitt's Creek, I'm just loving the switch off. I think for me, that's been a lot of fun. So if you're up for a laugh, Schitt's Creek.
We just finished that one. Last question. Favorite character on Schitt's Creek? Do you have one yet?
No. I mean, Roland is ridiculous. I think he makes me laugh probably more than anyone. No, I do love the father-son relationship. I think I think that's pretty magic.
Yeah, the show's a mix of heart and humor. Well said. Well, thank you so much for your time, Aaron. Looking forward to that next project, and just keep up all the great work there.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, and nice to chat to you.
Paltrocast.